Can you
It's
explain to me a
so
little bit about the climate and the geology there that makes Indonesia, the Philippines, and those tropical environments so conducive for getting access to nickel ore?
I believe, and I've been calling it, it's God's gift to mankind.
It really
Time and
is.
God did the work, where all of this mineralization was there, and then it rose above sea level, and over much time, with all of the tropical weather, the storms, everything was the perfect environment for this not only to collect all of the nickel that's in there, and also there's cobalt, scandium, and rare earths and other things in these laterites as well. But the biggest thing is that it weathered it. I went out there personally now twice on our site, and I can take a rock and crush it with my hand. That's how soft it is. And that's why this whole 30 meters or so above the bedrock is all economic ore. You can take that, it just depends what percentage it is. And some of it goes, it's limonite, it goes to an HPAL processor that makes something called MHP. MHP is incredibly important for creating EV batteries, but also being shipped elsewhere to have it further refined. Or the higher grade saprolite, that goes to the RKEF smelters, and that's used for your stainless steel, but also being used into matte. And then that matte is then exported out of country, and that's refined to class 1 nickel. So it really is the perfect case of it's the right location, it has the right environment, the right amount of time, and it's so easy to mine compared to a hard rock where you've got to dig down, it costs you hundreds of millions to set up an operation. There, quite literally, you can grab an excavator, start digging, mix it into a pile, find the right nickel concentration, put it onto a truck, send it over to a barge, and get paid before the end of the day in terms of when it's loaded onto that barge. So it's the ease of production, but also the abundance of it. It's everywhere in the country.
So that would make Indonesia a very strategic country. Its
It really
positioning in
does.
Southeast Asia, its proximity to China for access to the class one upstream refinement, and it's just ease of getting it out of the ground. So then you got to get it out off the island. So can you tell me a little bit about those logistics?
Well, that's where I believe the Indonesian government was very, very smart. Up until 2019, you could go for the ore, export it back to your country, and that's all the Indonesian government and people are getting. The president at the time said, no, we're going to ban the export of ore and force people to come in and build refineries in country. At that time, there was about 2 or 3 refineries in 2019 in Indonesia. Now, fast forward just a few years, there are over 49 active nickel smelters and 8 HPAL processors in the country. To put that in perspective, there are 4 active smelters in Canada. There's 1 active pilot smelter refinery in the United States, just to give you a little bit of an understanding of just how big this industry became. And really, a lot of that, as of right now, was China. China came in and said, we will open up our checkbook. We will not just talk about it. We will build these refineries. We will do all these joint ventures with various different companies. And right now, they largely control the supply of those intermediate products. Then those intermediate products get sent abroad. In this case, a lot of it goes back to China, and that's where the refinery happens. So it's very important.